Oh, it really is a feast of footy here on Super Saturday tonight, with the Rabbitohs already winning a thriller at ANZ Stadium. The Broncos taking on the Warriors next in what is a huge game for both clubs. And then the Storm will meet their arch rivals, the Sharks, in Melbourne. A game in which Cameron Smith will become the first player to appear in 400 NRL games. What a moment that will be, live right here on Fox League. Inside the Brisbane Broncos dressing room, coming off the back of the Origin game on Wednesday night, there are players missing from that Queensland team, including Matt Gillett and Corey Oates tonight. The Warriors head out, a last start win against the Newcastle Knights, 24-20 up there in Newcastle last Saturday night. Adam Blair returns to a place he knows well. Likewise, Cody Nikorima, who played here in Magic Round in his first game with the Warriors against the Dragons, and played against the Broncos back in round 11 in an 8-2 loss. His second game against his old club after that mid-season switch.
Yeah, look, what a player Cody Nikorima is for the New Zealand Warriors, and what a great player he was for the Brisbane Broncos. Just his speed and his ability to catch markers and catch those laser defenders coming back. And if the Warriors are going to go a long way to winning this game, it's going to come off the back of this young man, Cody Nikorima.
Can be electric at his best, and will possibly need to be tonight, along with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, the fullback who can step like nobody else in the NRL. And Anthony Milford, his opposite number tonight, will try and supply some dynamic work from the back for this team, the Broncos, coming off that win. What a win it was. The Baby Broncos 2.0 last week against the Sharks there in the Shire. 24-22 win. And Xavier Coates, Herbie Farnworth making their debuts, along with Finn Palacia. Darius Boyd back in the front line tonight. Much interest to see how he fares again in the 6th jersey, with Anthony Milford and the number 1 jersey, Matt Lodge, and Tavita Pangai having just re-signed with the Broncos as well. A lot of pressure on this man again tonight, defending in that front line.
Yeah, there certainly is. Last week the young Broncos were on fire, but this week it's the experienced Broncos that need to stand up. But Darius Boyd, second NRL start in that 5/8 position, with Milford moving back to fullback. A lot of pressure on Darius throughout the 2019 season. Doesn't get any easier tonight or this afternoon when he moves position and plays really what you would say is the out of position for Milford to move to that fullback role. Looking forward to see Milford get more comfortable at the back in open space. So electric, he's got great footwork, so much speed, creativity as well. So a big challenge for the Broncos, but one I think they can deliver on.
Both teams 6 wins, 9 losses coming into tonight's game. It gives you some sort of indication as to the pressure on both of them here to keep their seasons alive. We're underway. The second of 3 games tonight on Super Saturday, and the kickoff going down to Darius Boyd. He'll give it off to Payne Haas, who was enormous, the 19-year-old in that win last week against the Sharks at PointsBet Stadium. McCulloch in the dummy half roll tonight finds Flegler to work it beyond the 20 as Boyd gets up there involved in the tackle, trying to push Warriors defenders out of the way. Alex Glenn, Kiwi international, takes it beyond the 30. 3 involved there in the tackles for the Warriors, including Papali'i Green and also Leeson Armau. As McCulloch comes back to the middle. Lodge it is. He just re-signed that big money deal. Knocked back an offer from the team he plays against here tonight in the Warriors. Payne Haas takes it back across the halfway line in this opening set. Milford under pressure there from Armau. A step, and then the kick to put Tuivasa-Sheck under the high ball in those fluoro lime boots tonight. Hard to miss. And they get to him with plenty of numbers there, including Boyd and also Flegler. And he'll play it inside his own 20. Good opening set from the home side here tonight, who handled the pressure of playing against one of the, not the premiership favourites, certainly one of the contenders in the Sharks last week. Big effort to come from behind after being down 22 points to 12 in the second half. This man, Ken Mamalo, 2 tries last week. Should have been a hat-trick, as we well know. 3rd try, which would have brought up the hat-trick, denied incorrectly by the bunker as Green, a spread. Here is Tuivasa-Sheck putting some pressure on that edge defence of Alex Glenn, who makes a good stop. It's a pat on the back from his teammate Darius Boyd and captain as a result. The kick bounces down here to Milford. Herbie Farnworth back there with him, playing on the left wing. Game number 2 of his NRL career, playing outside for Tony Staggs, who'll play at left centre. And this switch again as Staggs takes a carry. Gets knocked backwards here. He'll play it there inside the 20. Farnworth with the carry. Xavier Coates playing on the right side of the field. Jermaine Asako called up after missing the last couple of games for Anthony Seibold, but gets a chance here tonight to resume duties on the right wing outside the 18-year-old, the X-Man, Xavier Coates, as Pangai works it forward. Terrific pass he supplied for Jake Turpin last week to score the winner against the Sharks. And here is Turpin, finding a gap between the defence. Bounces awkwardly here for Tuivasa-Sheck, who comes across Ken Mamalo, who with 12 tries, equal leader in the try-scoring tally.
It's been a fast and physical start from both sides on a dry track in perfect conditions. Plenty of ball movement early. Looking for a fast game here this evening.
David Fusitu'a, speaking of try scorers, last year's leader, 23 tries. Been a very lean old season for the Fuss so far. Here is Ignatius Parsi. Speaking of signings, having just inked a new deal with the Warriors. Remain with them for a number of seasons to come. Been in good form. Here is Leeson Armour. Played here just outside the 30. Isaac Luke in the 9 jumper tonight. The stocks are thin as far as hookers and dummy halves are concerned for the Warriors. Lorden out injured as they go up above them through Mamalo, knocking it backwards. Nicarima is there to get the pass from Parsi. Hit heavily as he put a second kick in, and then Farnworth elected to let that one bounce, and luckily it went straight back to him in the in-goal area. He brings it back out, gets up to go again. He took a real chance in letting that bounce.
Yeah, look, he did, Kobe. He's got to be more urgent there, especially coming in the good ball. The New Zealand Warriors are really going to attack the right edge for the Brisbane Broncos when they've got Turpin, Coates, and also Asako on that right edge.
Nicarima is okay, back on his feet in the defensive line as Darius Boyd takes a carry. Perhaps his best performance of the season last week against Cronulla. Some of the old speed was back, and he really put his body on the line. Great captain's knock in the comeback win. McCulloch will find Milford. A little bit of help there from Turpin doing some legal blocking. Mamalo, it sails over his head, spinning around. He had no clue where it was. Goes back, and they'll earn themselves through Anthony Milford's kick. A goal line dropout.
Yeah, this is an awesome kick from Milford. High spiralling kick, floating in the wind. Mamalo, he had no chance. He missed it by 5 or 10 metres over the top of his head. Bounces perfectly for the Broncos. He recovers the footy, but it's too late. The pressure early on the Warriors from Anthony Milford's kicking game, and the Broncos are on the attack. Great opportunity here for the first time this evening in good field position.
We saw Anthony Milford pre-game putting those kicks up. He's out early with Alan Langer practicing those spiral kicks, so it's good to see him put one up early.
It's always a good sign early in a game if you hit one sweet.
Yep.
The first attacking chance of the game goes to the Broncos. Turpin for Lodge. Comes across to Darius Boyd, little in and away, and had Green under a little bit of pressure there for a moment. 15 metres out. Comes back to Lodge to work it towards Jazz Tavunga in the starting side today in the lock forward role. Quick play the ball. Turpin going to the line. Has Payne Haas there with him. Got away from Parsi. Reached out and scored. Big Payne Haas. All of 19 years of age. Gets the Broncos on the board here tonight.
It's great work from Turpin to go back through the middle of the Warriors forward pack, but the defence is poor. Great work from Haas. Too big, too strong. One-on-one, you just can't stop him, and the Warriors, well, they weren't able to. Watch this. Turpin goes back on the inside. Tavunga goes too low. He can't make the tackle. Parsi goes too high. It's a poor attempt. A poor attempt from the Warriors. 2 players dropping off. Flimsy attempts of tackle. Payne Haas, too good.
Good work there by Payne Haas. You saw Jake Turpin just showing out to his right. He had Thomas Flegler flying on the outside, but he used his big man up through the middle Payne Haas. Well, what a play he has been. Last week, I think he had 17 runs for nearly 200 metres. He's such a dominant forward. Great try there, young man.
Big metres last week in that effort, as we mentioned, against the Sharks. He, along with Lodge, really and over and above what they were expected of by the coach. And Katoni Staggs from right in front, off the back of the Milford bomb, sailed over the head of Ken Mamalo. Produced the goal line dropout, and they came down and scored off the back of it. Staggs converts from right in front, and it's the Broncos who lead the Warriors here in what is almost a must-win game. It's 6 wins and 9 losses. Both of these teams just have to win here tonight to try and keep the top 8 in touch.
The concern there with Payne Haas is that all week you would have trained to make sure your first contact is strong. You get 2 or 3 defenders in the tackle, and straight away down that end of the field, their first opportunity, the Warriors just drop off. The contact was poor, and they pay the price.
Well, he's such a big man. You saw our train. I know I've had a little bit to do with him over the last couple of years, and he's so big, he's so fit. He actually runs with the outside backs. That's how fit he is, and he's also one of the nicest blokes off the field, but you get him on the field, he's a very aggressive man.
And he signed up for the next 5 seasons as well. They knew what they had right here at the Broncos and locked him up in double quick time. And the retention committee have been busy in recent times. As we said, Matt Lodge in that previous carry, having just re-signed with the club until the end of 2022. Likewise, Davida Pangai will be here for a further 3 seasons as well. An outstanding young forward pack they have, and they've got some pretty sharp outside backs to go with it. Here is Flegler back at the halfway line. Boyd pinged again.
Good run from Boyd. Getting his hands on the ball early, playing in the 5/8 role, being busy, getting tackled.
There's Milford to do the kicking, chasing out hard. Pressure there from Adam Blair. The kick goes down to Tuivasa-Sheck, who took a knee, hoping he was on the goal line when he caught it. He was only half a metre or so away, and they'll stop him inside the Warriors 10. Important for the Warriors here to get a couple of good sets under their belt here and get themselves back into the wrestle. See how they fare in doing that. David Fusatua going backwards here. It'll be a slow play the ball, and the tackle of Alex Glenn and also Boyd. Comes to Jazz Tavunga. Been battling on with injuries in recent times. Now Armau comes out to Nicoremus. And numbers on this left-hand side for Peter Hiku, who was concussed in the second half of that win against the Knights last week in Newcastle. From the sideline, Nicorima under some pressure there, hooking it back across his body, and what a kick! It crossed the chalk 3 metres out from the corner post and does get them a 40-20.
That was enormous. You talk about timing and hitting a kick sweetly. This was off the middle, and it's in the field of play. It is pinpoint accuracy. Only just from Nicorima.
That's a great kick by Cody Nicorima. They needed that. They were struggling to come out of their end, the New Zealand Warriors, but let's see what they come up with points here.
That was a huge play.
Especially on a kick from the sideline as well, and the pressure he was under. Nicorima now, they give it off to Papali'i, who puts it down on play number 1.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It really is. All that hard work and an enormous kick.
No advantage.
Broncos ball.
Yeah, double knock on there. They're calling no advantage from the first error. Nicorima drifting across field on tackle 1. Papali'i comes up with the mistake after a 40-20. Oh.
He just took his eyes off the football there, Papali'i. It was a nice little short ball by Cody Nicorima. Just takes all the energy out of him once again.
See Milford just losing the ball there. The reason they called it up for a scrum. Xavier Coates, the X-Man, 18 years of age, scored one of the more spectacular tries on debut you will ever see last week against Cronulla. Just 8 minutes into his NRL career. A young man who's had a meteoric rise to the ranks of the NRL with the Broncos, and another who's already been locked up some weeks back now for a further 3 seasons. Stay here in Brisbane. Lodge again. Could play the ball as well. And Now Milford from inside the 40, looking it back towards the middle. One bounce it down to Tuivasa-Sheck. They'll bring it back for the first time beyond the 20. Bit of field position here for the Warriors, really for the first time from their own end after not quite 12 minutes. A little juggle there from Ken Mamalo. Maybe rattled slightly by that bomb from Milford, which just kept floating around.
Great run from Hiku. They needed that, the Warriors.
They play it here as Luke gets the dummy half. Goes across the face of Armour. They keep it going as Green, though, picked off there by Darius Boyd. Keen in attack. Good stop there in defence as well. Papali'i across to Jared Beale, one of 3 former Broncos in this lineup tonight for the Warriors. One more play here from 30 metres out, and it's Green to kick it across the field. A chance out wide for Hiku and Mamalo, who makes the catch, tries to give it to Hiku, who then put a kick in or maybe knocked it on. It won't matter because Xavier Coates has it for the Broncos.
He didn't have to move, Xavier Coates. He stayed on the ground and Hiku kicked it right into his hands. It's just, that was a really good set of 6, apart from the 5th tackle option there from Blake Green. Plenty of ball movement from the Warriors, testing the edges of the Broncos, but just that finesse and that finish wasn't good enough.
McCulloch to fight to get himself back into the starting role, helped out at the moment by the injuries the Broncos have. Turpin at dummy half, now wearing the number 7. A couple of try assists last week, and his teammates were calling him Wally Lewis off the back of it.
Wow.
That's a fair rap.
I thought he was that impressive. There's the Sharks last week. Milford's kick here, another wobbly one. Handled better this time, though, by Mamalo, who brings it back at speed, and it was the man they were calling Wally Lewis, Turpin, who was there to make the tackle, and there he is doubling up on his work along with Xavier Coates.
Talk about doubling up, Mamalo again. 2 hit-ups and 3 tackles.
Back into Broncos territory off the back of those 2 carries by Mamalo. Hiku here will play it eventually as Luke goes to Ignatius passing. Looking to try and make up for that missed effort. And Payne Haas, who scored the first try for the Broncos. One more play here. The Warriors again at the 30. Nikorima goes to Lodge, keeps it alive. Numbers here. Blair into the backfield will go all the way. What an effort by the former Bronco. They stack some numbers down the short side, and he just had too much speed.
Yeah, this is great vision, was. Awesome work from Nikorima. 5th tackle, goes down the short side, backs his speed and his vision to find Blair. He can't believe his eyes. Adam Blair runs 20 metres to score a try. No one in front of him, shows some speed to get to the try line just before the corner post. He's in shock.
He is. Look at the old boy go, but well done, Cody Nikorima. He gets to the outside of Jake Turpin and makes him commit, and that's what creates that little 3-on-2. But this man here, Adam Blair, finds himself in space with the ball out in front.
He thought he won Powerball. Great work from Nikorima, up against his old club. It's a big stage, probably tough for him in some ways to come back here and play against Brisbane, but wanting to deliver, and surely he has early on.
He scored on Anzac night, Adam Blair, against the Melbourne Storm. 2nd try this season right there, beating Xavier Coates back on the inside. The youngster coming up just a little bit in front of the line, left a gap back on the inside, and Blair still some speed in those old legs. Played 76 games over 3 seasons for the Broncos, Hodjo, between 2015 and 2017. He still got it.
Yeah, look, he does, and that's what he brings. He brings that experience. He brings that football where you don't know what he's going to do. They can be rocks or diamonds sometimes, but when he's on, he's one of the best players you can have in your football side because he's so tough. He always competes on every single play. As you see there, he's still got some speed left in the legs.
From the sideline, Isaac Luke will hook it away to the left-hand side. They're Dak within 2, though. 6-4 the Broncos after just on 16 minutes of play here. Watch it again, and Coates just getting up a little bit too quickly there, looking to the outside. Wasn't expecting it to go to Blair, and nice little left foot step.
Yeah, a little bit of inexperience there from Coates. You've always got to cover your inside shoulder first before you look out. As soon as you turn those shoulders out, the experience of Blair, you got to take those opportunities, and he did. The Warriors, great hit back.
We spoke about the speed of Cody Nikorima. You see there, he just within 2 or 3 strides, he gets to the outside and makes Turpin commit. which puts Coates in all sorts of decisions to make.
A moment there for Tuivasa-Sheck, but he recovered, gave it off to Parsi. And they'll begin from just inside their 20. What an evening it is here. Just perfect conditions, Andy, for rugby league between these two teams tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is 20 degrees, very little wind and no dew. I don't think even the most speculative of fortune tellers would have looked into their crystal ball and predicted Nicarima versus Boyd as opposing 5/8s in round 17. Boys, Cody Nicarima a different role at the Warriors, playing better or not?
I'm not so sure, Andy. I mean, that was great, that work that he just come up with there, but he's been a little bit inconsistent since he's made the switch. We all know the ability that he does have. I don't think he's quite hit his straps as such, Hodjo.
Yeah, he sort of fades in and out for me, Braith. I'd like to see him playing the football a little bit more.
Here is Green back on the inside for Tuivasa-Sheck, testing out those middle forwards. Now Nicarima goes wide to the left again. Coates beaten once more by Hiku this time. Was there a touch there? Play on is the call. No, they're going to say there was a Warriors knock on.
Oh, that was a close call. I thought it could have easily have been play on, and nightmares already here for Xavier Coates on the right-hand edge. They are targeting him. Peter Hiku's having a field day. Does that go backwards or forwards? Very close. Touch judge right on the spot. Happy to roll with the decision. Could have went either way, but again, Asako and Coates, you mentioned it early, Hodjo. I think they're going to keep going there, the Warriors.
Yeah, look, they have to. You saw there the indecisions that Coates has made so far. Then they've got Asako. Turpin hasn't played a lot of football. When you look on the other side, there's a lot of experience there with Boyd, Glenn, Staggs. So for me, the ideal spot is to come down this right edge.
And that call-out has just gone from Anthony Seibold. Filthy at the right-hand side, being so passive as he termed it.
See if they can make an adjustment here in the next couple of sets. The Warriors come back at this end of the field as McCulloch stepping, running into Isaac Luke, who dug into the turf pretty heavily as well. Bounce back to his feet though, Milford, and was keen to link up again. Anthony Seibold watching on for the moment. His team under pressure on this right edge defensively. The kick off the outside of the boot goes down to Ken Mamalo, and gradually and surely the Warriors, with each set beginning here, getting closer to the halfway line.
Yeah, just need to be a little bit careful there, the Warriors. Don't try and rush Anthony Milford. Just try and stay in the line, let him kick it, because you see there, he's using his footwork and speed, and he can open up any little bit of play. So just maybe sit back and let him kick.
Now, Darius. Careful.
Milford behind the line. See if he can help out that right-hand side. They come here straight away. Nicarima. Here is Blair once again. They were up. They were back. Turpin was out of the line. Coates was playing back. It's on again. Nicarima from dummy half. Ken Mamalo on his outside. Fires it back on the inside, but picks out Matt Lodge. Hiku thinking about a one-on-one strip, but Lodge was going to be embarrassed there on top of his own line.
Well, Nicarima, if he'd gone back inside to Hiku, he was in some open space through the middle. Instead, he went to Mamalo on the outside, but still keep an eye on it. This right-hand edge from the Broncos is under attack.
Make it to me, goes free.
It'll be Farnworth to work it forward here. The 19-year-old Englishman didn't get too many chances in attacking situations last week on debut against the Sharks. Haas almost back at the 40. Last play here, and the kicking exclusively being done by Anthony Milford, but this time he picks out Tuivasa-Sheck at his own 20, brings it back 20 metres, and again they begin here at the 40. And that strong kicking game that Milford began the game with has just dissipated a little bit in the last couple of efforts.
Yeah, I don't like that kick by Milford. He's got to try and find a corner, try and find some space. The last thing you want to do is kick it down the throat of RTS, where you can bring it back in midfield and really make you pay.
Here is Jazz Tavunga, fighting through that ankle injury he carries week after week at the moment. Now Luke from dummy half tries to get away from Lodge at mark, and Nicarima very involved. Now good step, beat Flegler. Glenn was there to stop him, and a good thing as well. Otherwise, Armel was one-on-one with Anthony Milford.
Got to go right.
Numbers that way, they do go in that direction. Green looks back towards the middle, finds Isaac Luke. He'll dive across. Did he get it down cleanly? He thinks he does. They might want to check it though.
Okay, Chids. Mate, we're on 6 tackle. I have a try. Just confirm that Isaac Luke retains possession in grounding that ball.
Yeah, let's see if he gets it down. Everyone's pretty confident on field that he does. Yeah, that's a try. That's a try to Isaac Luke. And he's looking dangerous, Isaac Luke, but this is a great heads-up play from Blake Green. Blake Green looked to the right-hand side. The Broncos were short in defence, as we see here. A try to the Warriors, and they will hit the lead for the first time this evening, but they overread the play here, the Broncos. They were short left, they sent numbers over, they over-chased. A smart heads-up play from Blake Green, comes off his right foot, back to where the space is. Look at the numbers out there. They over-chase, he goes back through the middle, turning their shoulders in Matt Lodge, and they're all going the wrong way against the grain. Very, very smart play from the creative half, Blake Green, to a little number 9 who's been under some pressure. He's come up with a good one there.
Well, you're right, Braith. That's just clever heads-up play there by Blake Green, just sensing the Brisbane Broncos, just shifting all their players to the left, and comebacks off his right foot. Finds this man here, Isaac Luke, always sniffing around the middle of the field.
Don't know that he was convinced he got it down first time around. He was certainly making a second effort to make a bird of it, and the ball came free in that scramble there with Tavita Pangai, who couldn't close the door in time. But as we saw in that first replay, no question about the ball hitting the turf. His lunge first time around from right in front. They extend the lead here. Not his best ever strike, but it's good enough. And they lead the Broncos here in this big, big game, with both teams at 6 wins and 9 losses. Andy, 10 points to 6.
Yeah, and both coaches have gone immediately to the interchange. Patrick Carrigan is on for the Broncos in place of Matt Lodge, and Lachlan Burr has come on for Ignatius Parsi, who gets a well-earned rest. Now, we all know it's Cameron Smith's 400th game tonight following the milestone match against the Sharks. Fox League has a very special presentation to pay tribute to the NRL's games record holder. Stay tuned after our final whistle tonight.
What a moment it will be. The kickoff goes down to Tuivasa-Sheck here as Leeson Armau brings it back, and no surprise really, off the back of the field position, the Warriors have gained the Broncos kicking game through Anthony Milford. Not as good as it was in the first 4 or 5 attempts. Got themselves right on top here midway through this opening half, looking for back-to-back wins, both these teams here tonight, as it comes to Adam Blair. Dangerous on this left-hand side up against this inexperienced right edge, the Broncos defensively.
The Warriors are winning field position because they're dominating the ruck. They're getting quick play, the ball speed. Isaac Luke is coming off the back of that. So is Nikorima.
Here's Tuivasa-Sheck on the inside for Papali'i. Got away there from Alex Glenn. Stopped though by Boyd with some help from Staggs. Numbers down the short side. Tuivasa-Sheck taking some stopping, fired a ball which looked forward anyway. It won't matter because Farnworth comes up with it for the Broncos.
Yeah, I think Tuivasa-Sheck was a bit unhappy there. He thought Darius Boyd didn't get into the market position and wasn't square. He took advantage of that. Didn't get the penalty, come up with an error off the back of it, but again, dominating the ruck.
Thomas Flegler getting a rest. Joe Offahingawi coming onto the field offer with some rib soreness. He's doing it in some pain tonight, Roz.
Off the back of Origin 3 on Wednesday night. That was a gutsy effort by the Queenslanders to come back and almost snatch it at the death. Carrigan will play it here inside his own 40. Let's see what the kick is this time from Milford. End over end. One bounce down towards Ken Mamalo, and again charging hard. We'll bring it back beyond the 40 this time.
I just think Milford sometimes he needs to mix it up and not go for the torpedo every time. Sometimes you just got to try and find space, find some grass when your team needs it. He hasn't been able to do that the last 3 kicks.
And taken on the full by Tuivasa-Sheck, and brought back at speed by Ken Mamalo. You don't want that too often. Here's to Vunga for Green. Out the back now. Nikorima, space to move it again. Mamalo coming across. Coates made a good stop. Big tackle by the 18-year-old on the giant left winger. Green through the middle again. Lachlan Burr is out there looking for an offload. Turpin comes in to make sure that he can't get it away. One more play here from just outside the Brisbane 10. It's Green to kick towards the corner. A chance for Fusatua, who's out there, didn't get a clean crack at it. Staggs was, I think he was pretty still when he took up a position, didn't illegally block Fusatua, and what we saw there, given there's been a focus on escort plays and blocking in recent times, that one was okay from Tony Staggs, and the Broncos under pressure though to work it off their own line. Offa Hengawi going backwards, pops the ball out the back for Milford. It comes wide to Coates, who can motor a big long stride that he possesses. Here's Osako. Not too many chances to take a carry. This one here and brings it back from the 30. Little chance taken with the offload and a spread on their own line. Helped out the Broncos there.
The important kick here for Milford. He's got to get this right. Well, they're not using him.
It's Turpin to put one in. Tries to lob it over the head of Mamalo, but again, it's to Vasashek, who takes it on the full. They just can't get themselves into decent ball position at the other end of the field at the moment, Brisbane.
Well, they just can't find a kick past the 20-metre line, can they? Every time the Warriors are getting the ball, they're starting their set over the 30-metre line, which puts the right edge to the Brisbane Broncos under enormous pressure.
For the Warriors, Bunty, a 4 on for Leeson now.
Thank you, Andy. As Fusatua ends up going backwards in that tackle. The Broncos are 11 from 11 as far as sets. Well, they're perfect to this point, but losing the battle.
Look at this again.
The arm wrestle here is Nicarima with his speed, giving it to Mamalo. He might have run for more than 100 metres already, Kenny.
Just splitting the left-hand edge, carving them up.
Blair on the wrap back towards the middle. Stopped there by Offa Hengawi. Haas was there around the legs as well with Carrigan. Nicarima from dummy half. Goes to Green. Chasing hard there was Pangai. Here is Tuivasa-Sheck. What's happening for Beale? So he puts the brakes on. And I'll stop him there just inside the 10, and that will be the changeover.
But that was a bit bizarre for me. I think they would have liked to come down the left edge again. They're having so much joy down here on the left side against the right edge for the Brisbane Broncos. You can see Osako and Coates are just tired from all the work they have to do in defence.
Good run from Milford. Very good run. They need to get on board here off the back of this play the ball.
Coming for huge praise from Anthony Seabold during the week, Anthony Milford. He said fullbacks in the current game have to be able to bring a bit of Tedesco-like work from their own end. Take a carry, put a tired forward under pressure and get some metres, and that's exactly what he did just then. Carrigan across the halfway line. The best field position here for some time. It's Turpin again to do the kicking. And once more, they pick out Tuivasa-Sheck on the full, bit of height in this kick, and they'll stop him eventually just outside the 30. And the Warriors right on top, and they lead this one 10 points to 6. 12 and a half out from the break. Four. We'll play it here with Luke, dummy half. Jastavunga in the starting lock forward role tonight. The other option as far as dummy half play is concerned. Luke came off the bench last week. Replaced the injured Carl Lawton, out with that shoulder again tonight. So we'll wait and see if Luke has to play all 80 minutes for the Warriors here in Brisbane. He's at dummy half now and just lobbing one over the head of that left edge defence. Milford wanted to get to it before it bounced again and put the foot to the floor to make sure he got there in time and did well.
Oh, no.
Well, a knock on there from Staggs. It looked like it, and a late call, but a correct call, I think, by the pocket referee. It looked for a moment as though they were going to get away with one.
Yeah, I think he drops this to Tony Staggs. Yeah, definitely. And I agree. I thought the referee had missed it. That's got to be fatigue. I mean, the Warriors completely dominating field position at the moment. The last 10 or 15 minutes of this game has been entirely all over for the Warriors. And
Cameron Smith arriving at the ground at Amy Park ahead of the big game tonight, in which he brings up number 400 against the arch rivals, the Sharks. That one coming up beyond full time here between the Broncos and the Warriors.
400 games. That is
Wait here, Anthony.
Unbelievable. Congratulations to Cam Smith.
Here is Green coming to Nicarima, back on the inside for Ken Mamalu.
I can hold.
Now Adam Blair bouncing off the shoulder there of Offa Hengawi. What a chance this is for the Warriors. 10 out from half-time, looking for their third try of the game. Green back on the inside. Haas coming out to get to Lachlan Burr. What a motor he has, the 19-year-old front rower for the Broncos. Green again, flat ball here. Papali'i standing in the tackle of Boyd. Threatening to get a pass away, hung on to it. Tuivasa-Sheck come back to Blake Green. Gives it off to Lachlan Burr, who takes it inside the 10. Again, spinning in the tackle. Such a frame that he has, and he will turn around and look for another offload. They wrap him up with one more left here for the Warriors. It's Green. Awful pass from Luke. Did well, Blake Green, to give it back to Tavunga. Wants to stay alive. Nicarima holds it out in front. Now he finds Hiku. Gets it to Mamalu, but he was almost into touch when he caught the pass. Not the end of the set that they were hoping for.
Yeah, as good as the Warriors have been so far, their fifth tackle options have been ordinary, and it's really cost them. That's why they're only ahead by 4 points. They're playing better than that, and their finesse, and again, their finesse and finishes are letting them down.
Payne Haas getting a rest. Matt Lodge back on.
Tremendous opening half an hour from Payne Haas. And he's one of the forward changes in this first half, Anthony Seibold. So that affects the Broncos at the back end of the game. Here is Staggs. What a fend over the top there of Jared Beale. Quick play the ball as well, and the legs tackle of Green. Farnworth loses this one. Might have been a bit of contact there between Ignatius Parsi, was it? Bunty Afoa came up with a hit. Play on for the Warriors. Farnworth bounced back to his feet. And there's play on here for the Warriors from 20 metres out. That was the zero tackle. Tavunga. He held up Lodge. Make sure he hits the deck. Slow play the ball as Luke, with arms outstretched, was appealing for a penalty. Green for Blair. Steps back on the inside away from Pangai. Lodge working hard though. Comes across to make a good tackle. Luke from dummy half. Always fancies his chances, but Milford was there. We'll bring it back into the field of play. Midway through this set, it's Green. Finding Tuivasa-Sheck, running to Boyd. Gives it to Beale. Here's Fusatua for the corner. He dives and scores. Only his fourth of the season, but he doesn't waste the chance when he gets it from that range. They'll check to see if everything was okay, but the Fuss doesn't miss.
Just checking the
He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss, He's a great finisher. Let's see if he delivers on this occasion. He's in the air. He's flying like Superman. He makes it look easy.
And grounds the ball in the in goal. We have a decision.
You just got to look at the lead-up work from Tuivasa-Sheck. Silky smooth, the delivery. And you'd know better than most here, Hodjo. What about a little shimmy shake? He drags Katoni Staggs in for the flick pass. There's the try. But the lead-up work, talk us through it, Hodjo. Tuivasa-Sheck, what a special player he is.
Well, BA, look, it's an absolute nightmare to try and defend a guy like RTS. He just got incredible feet. And you see in the replay, I think he stands up Darius Boyd, and that makes Katoni Staggs make a decision where he either got to come in or come out. As you see here, just watch his footwork. You can see Darius Boyd just pedaling. Gets Katoni Staggs interested in the pass. And like you said, the Fuss man don't miss out.
He's a great finisher. But that lead-up work, I mean, well, this doesn't get any better, but we're so used to it. I mean, the guy just nails it. He just continuously nails it when he gets an opportunity. He ices it. So classy on the edge.
It's so hard to defend him. Like he's got the ability where he looked like he was going to skip on the outside, then he can also come back off his right foot and make you look silly. So you can see there why Darius Boyd was under enormous amounts of pressure.
Well, they were so good to start the game and led 6 points to 0, the Broncos, but they've completed just one of their past 3 sets. The mistake by Farnworth there really hurts them, and the dancing. The skills of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck did the rest. for the Warriors here. Isaac Luke, what a terrific kick that was. Arrow straight. It stays inside that right-hand upright. It's a handy buffer now at 16 points to 6 minutes out from half-time.
Yeah, Tuivasa-Sheck, he just makes this look so easy. Have a look at his eyes. He looks at the footwork, the left foot step. As soon as Kotoni Staggs turns his shoulders in and is committed to Tuivasa-Sheck, he throws the flick pass. But he gets two defenders involved. He gets Darius Boyd and Kotoni Staggs, both committing to the one player, which then creates the overlap.
And to make it worse, you're right, it's a flick pass. It's not a normal pass where you pass off to your centre. It just makes it even more difficult to defend.
And come no bigger as far as stars are concerned in the NRL than Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. A night out here tonight off the back of all the field position the Warriors have had in this first half. 30 tackles on the other side of halfway. The Broncos have had just 7 for the game to this point in Warriors territory. That's remarkable, given we've had almost 35 minutes of play. Fusatu, the try scorer. 4th for the season. Dump it out the back there for Isaac Luke. He scored 23 tries last week, and here's Roger again. Stepping out of tackles. Play it here. It's up there by Staggs and also Farnworth. Comes back to the middle as Tavunga works it forward. Knocked up there by Offahengawi, Lodge, Carrigan also involved. Nikorima again, kicking from the halfway this time. Once more over the head of Isako. No pressure on him there, and he just bit off too much.
Yeah, there's no real need for that. It's a bit of an unforced error there from Nikorima. When totally in control of this game, he's come up with a bit of a game changer here, an opportunity for the Broncos, who haven't been down this end of the field for a long period of time. Can they make it count just before half-time?
40-20 earlier in the game. A tremendous kick, but that one always looked long and wide. Lodge, and they're back. Their foray into the Warriors 50. Carrigan tipping it on. Turpin is there. A juggle from Pangai. Was able to hang on to it before Nikorima made contact with him and the ball. McCulloch goes back to the middle. Carrigan running towards Papali'i, and also a 4. Good run, most of it backwards. He takes them inside the red zone. Just the second time in the game. Turpin at the line. It comes to Milford. Step away from his old halves partner in Nikorima. Just outside the 10. One more play. Goes back to Turpin. He'll grub her. A little touch there from Lachlan Burr, and a knock on from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who was wrong-footed off the touch there from Burr.
Okay, everyone up, Sharpie. Coley.
There's a little deflection here off Lachlan Burr, and probably lucky for Turpin, because to be fair, it wasn't the best kick. You'll see there that I think it's Isaac Luke who was going to take that comfortably. The deflection from Burr, with Tuivasa-Sheck coming across so fast, he couldn't take it cleanly, and now an even better opportunity presents itself here for Brisbane.
He can count himself very lucky there with Lachlan Burr putting his hand out. You can see Isaac Luke just sitting in the pocket, waiting to take it.
Milford flat here off the scrum win at the 10. Trying to catch the Warriors out on that left edge defensively. Good stop though by Hiku. There is Pangai. 7 offloads against the Sharks last week, and the last of them, the match winner for Turpin to score. McCulloch waiting at dummy half. Goes to Offahengawi, running towards the 4, who was under pressure there. Burr helps out, as did Tavunga, and also RTS. Carrigan, short ball. Nothing doing there.
Strange play.
Options either side. They're set with a bit more shape on this right-hand side. Turpin goes back on the inside, though, for Offahengawi. Nothing happening for him. Doing a couple of plays there with conservative efforts close to the uprights. Boyd, grubbers, off the legs there. Back to the Broncos. 6 more tackles. Played at by Papali'i is the call. And the Broncos get a fresh set from close range. Here's Lodge, who lost the ball, ripped out. A save by Adam Blair.
Same time, including the ball.
Well, some strange plays in that attacking set from the Broncos. They got a little bit of luck again with that fifth tackle option, but again, they'll have a complete set of 6 here before half-time to get on the scoreboard.
Broncos coming at them off the first penalty of the game. 38 minutes of play. And play a lot as well. The ball hardly getting out at times through the middle of this half. Here's Pangai taking a lot of tackling here. Burr coming in, adding his weight to the tackle and ensured that Pangai went to ground. McCulloch, crash ball here for Offahengawi. Trying to hit and spin perhaps in the tackle there of Isaac Luke. On top of the line when he plays it. Here's Turpin, across the face of Lodge, picked up by Green.
Well, that last 3 sets of 6 from the Broncos was clearly a side who have made some key personnel and positional changes. They looked all over the shop.
We can tell from that pass Andrew McCulloch threw all the way to Turpin. That just allowed the defensive line to come up and put so much pressure on the outside. Just got to get the passes a lot shorter, a lot crisper, and get someone running hard. You see Pangai Jr. on the edge there, he just sort of ambled up to the line without any force whatsoever.
It's like they were perpetually building for something that never arrived. And it came as a turnover. Gives the Warriors a chance here with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Last play. Do they put an attacking kick in, or they might keep it in their hands? Instead, Nikorima. The pass from Luke to Nikorima has been ruled forward. Luke hit as he delivered the ball to his left-hand side. It jarred the ball forward. And he gives the Broncos at least 1 or 2 cracks at them if they mind to be adventurous. Trailing by 10. Wouldn't rule anything out. Carrigan will take a carry. Should get 1 more play in here before the siren. Culloch goes from dummy half. Tries to catch out to Vunga. They hold him down. That will do it. And at the break, it's the Warriors well on top. Coming off a win on the road last week in Newcastle. They lead the Broncos here in Brisbane tonight on Super Saturday, 16 points to 6. The Broncos, Darius Boyd leading them back out. Got off to a good start. Completed 11 from 11 to begin the game. Then a couple of balls that they put down. One by Herbie Farnworth was punished in particular. And they got themselves into a hole, but they trailed 22-12 in the second half last week against the Sharks and dug themselves out of it. If they are to get out of it, it's this man who might just lead the way.
Yeah, they started fast. They lost their way at the back end there. Milford needs to get more involved. They've got to get in quality ball, just like Tuivasa-Sheck out the back in open space. You've got to get this guy some ball in open space. We know how creative he is, how quick he is, his great footwork, but he hasn't had time. He hasn't had time with the ball in hand so far this evening. He needs more of that.
The Broncos will have to do a better job against the back 5 of the Warriors, who ran for almost 420 metres in that opening half. And a gauge is the coaches like to try and keep the opposition back 5 under 500 metres. So the Warriors already thereabouts after 40 minutes. The second 40 underway here. And it's Tuivasa-Sheck who gives it off to Bunty, who just launches himself at them. There's a reception committee there to meet him as well, including Lodge and Offahengawi. Here is Fusatua, one of the try scorers from that opening half, along with Adam Blair and Isaac Luke. They go left straight away. Here is Nikorima, putting them under pressure again. Mamalo's away, down the sideline. He comes towards Milford, runs away from the sideline. Goes straight again now, tracked down by Offahengawi. That right edge of the Broncos opening up yet again in the opening seconds of this second half. Tuivasa-Sheck, Papali'i. They'll recover Brisbane and stop him just inside the 10. Couple of plays remaining in this set for Green to link with Jazz Tavunga. Spins as he gets there to Offahengawi, and they'll play it here with 1 more left. From Luke. Green, a switch back to the right-hand side. Tuivasa-Sheck out the back. Papali'i is there, digs for the line himself. They'll wrap him up, and that will be the changeover. But what a shot by the Warriors in this opening set.
They just continued on the same fashion as they did in the first half. Again, Nicarima down that left-hand side, the right-hand side defence of the Broncos just opening up way too easy. The speed of Nicarima burning Xavier Coates and Osako. And Mamalo, well, he had an opportunity to find Lachlan Burr on the inside. He didn't trust him. He didn't want to throw the pass. He could have easily have drawn the fullback here. He didn't think Lachlan Burr was going to make it, so he took the line on himself.
I would like to see him try and run over Anthony Milford. He's so big, Mamalo, but you're right there, Braith. I think the Brisbane right edge, something's got to change. They've got to try and put someone else there because the left edge for the New Zealand Warriors is so potent at the moment.
Well, done well here, Brisbane. Carrigan to work it away back across the halfway line. One more tackle in this set for Turpin to kick towards the sideline, and they might well need a break after that helter-skelter opening, and they've done well through Jake Turpin, a cool head, an old head on young shoulders, says Anthony Seibold, a real footy player. Put him out there in any jumper, he would do a job for the team, and he did exactly what the coach would have wanted right there. Let's go downstairs for a halftime report from Andy Raymond.
Yeah, speaking of Anthony Seibold, was all-field energy and a little bit of whack in defence as well as what he asked for his troops. For Stephen Kearney, he wanted them to move the footy. We've already seen signs of that early in the second half. He spoke a lot about discipline. There are no injuries to either side, so it remains a 17-on-17 game.
Steve Kearney watching on anxiously. It won't matter what the lead is for the Warriors. He knows exactly what can happen with his team late in games. Here is Ken Mamalo, almost up there at 200 metres now for the game. Another massive effort off the back of running for 232 on 21 carries last week against the Knights. Lachlan Burr will bring it back here to play it just inside the 30 as Luke gets to dummy half. A bit of width there on the pass to Vunga. Takes them on through the middle. What's happening down the tackle of McCulloch and also Carrigan. Play 5. Green. Once more out towards Adam Blair and Nicarima licking their lips here tonight against the youngsters on the edge for the Broncos. They go that way in the last play. Nicarima, no look pass. They had them again. The pass went to ground though. Nicarima perhaps mystified as to why that one went to ground. It looked to be okay. Watch this as Luke jumps out. Nicarima is there, tips it on, and Hiku just wasn't ready for it.
Well, the concern there too, Hodjo, is there was 2 players unmarked. Not only 1, 2. Osako come in on Nicarima.
Yeah, no, 100% right, Braith. I think that's where they've got to get their timing right. They've got to get their talk. Someone's got to take control on that right edge. The big thing for me at the moment, they've got young Dave Fafita who's sitting on the sideline, hasn't got onto a field. He can actually play right centre if they need to mix things up a little bit.
Another Bronco backing up from Origin 3 on Wednesday night. Fafita when he gets his chance. Good run by Glenn to poke his nose through the line a couple of plays ago and give them this position at the 20. Carrigan will play it here as McCulloch waits at dummy half. He goes to Turpin, who was a close hand. Then wider still was Pangai running at Burr, back on the angle, pops it over the top. A chance. 2-on-2 here. Coates does some stepping. Well stopped though by Hiku. One more play from 5 away. There's Milford grubbering. Awkward bounce. Luke can't find it. Coming through. Darius Boyd scores for Brisbane. What an awful, awful bounce for Isaac Luke. But the Broncos have made their own luck.
They certainly have, and it's Darius Boyd scoring a try in the 5'8" position, chasing a kick from Milford. It's a horrible bounce. He should have taken it, but still, Isaac Luke should have taken the kick from Milford. Milford rolls the dice. It bounces high into the hands, well, we thought into the hands of Isaac Luke. He drops it cold, and here comes Darius Boyd. Johnny on the spot. Does he get it down? Yes, he does.
Exactly what the Brisbane Broncos needed there. What a horrible bounce that was for Isaac Luke, but well played. Darius Boyd never giving up on the play. Lovely little kick there by Anthony Milford, just finds a little bit of space. And this man here always probing, always pushing up, trying to find a try.
He's catching a Hodjo. He's only 2 back now with Corey Oates, the all-time leader here at Suncorp with 50 Not playing tonight, though. Darius Boyd now with 37. What an incredible turn of events, given the Warriors could have scored in the opening set. That long run down the left edge. Ken Mamalo. Instead, the Broncos come back. Some great carries from their own end through Carrigan and Glenn. But the Warriors under pressure, and they crack. And from beside the uprights, it's back to just a 4-point lead. The old stager, Darius Boyd, who is signed for another 3 seasons here in Brisbane, at 31 years of age, scores an important try here tonight.
We look at Brisbane halves so far this year. Was a Nicarima, Milford, Dearden, O'Sullivan, Boyd, Turpin in 6 different combinations. There's currently 4 half or 5/8 possibilities on the injured list. That 3-man position defensively, though. Dearden, Boyd one side tonight, and also Turpin the other. That has been where they're vulnerable. Defensively, not so much in attack.
Kick off, Andy. Shallow restart there. Boyd catching it on the full and on the gallop and brings it back beyond the 20. So on the back foot already, the Warriors in this set here defensively. Offa Hingawi. Try by Boyd certainly brought to life this crowd here tonight. Warriors back here for the 2nd time this season after the Magic round back in round 9. They were winners on that occasion against the Dragons. Losers back in round 11, though, to the Broncos. The only try scored in the game, Anthony Milford. An 8-2 win for Brisbane. As Lodge plays, and here is Milford jumping into dummy half. Comes out to Alex Glenn. Strong carries to begin their 2nd half so far from the left edge forward. Pass from Staggs to Milford. Outside of the boot, spiral, almost a reverse spiral there, taken by Ken Mamalo, who brings it back off a good set for Brisbane, but the Warriors begin at their own 30.
Yeah, he loves the inside-out reverse spiral, Milford, but he continues to kick the same kick no matter what the result is. He needs to find some variety with his 5th tackle options.
Well, the perfect kick there is to go straight down that left-hand side, where they build a little bit of momentum. They made that side do a lot of tackles. If you kick it there, then that edge has got to work the ball out. So to kick it to the opposite side where they're fresh, so the call's got to go out to Milford there.
Here's Tuivasa-Sheck.
Oh, you could see that space.
Not much line speed there at all on this left-hand side from the Broncos. And Tuivasa-Sheck, thank you very much. I will be off and running. Green puts it in the air. Asako standing underneath it. And Marlaw might have been just run off his line slightly there. No call from the referee. Coates was the man involved in helping Asako make that catch.
Was a huge interchange coming up for Anthony Seibold and the Brisbane Broncos. Andrew McCulloch getting a rest, and James Seguiaro into the action at the 50th minute.
Played his part last week in the comeback against the Sharks as well. That 2nd half against his old club.
He can change the speed of the game, James. Very quick out of dummy half, we know that. We've seen him over a long period of time now. Can have an immediate impact, so keep your eyes on him.
4th change made by the Broncos, and 4 up their sleeve as Turpin kicks from inside his own 40. Better kick this time.
It's a ripper.
To sit down, though, it does, and then Marlow brings it back. Gives a pass away to Tuivasa-Sheck. The Broncos through Glenn. Force the issue, and they get a result. You live by the sword and you die by the sword when you're playing for the Warriors or watching the Warriors or supporting the Warriors.
The temptation just all too much here for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. If he finds the pass, Fusatua is in open space, but the risk with no reward whatsoever. And now the Broncos, who are storming down the field in this 2nd half, have a great opportunity.
Well, it was a much better kick, wasn't it? It was long, it was deep into a corner, and that's just what made the Warriors feel a little bit like they could play a little bit Adelaide football, chance their arm down that right edge.
Just a little bit of pressure, pushing up on this left-hand side through Alex Glenn, gets the result. Now a pass over the top to Coates. Hiku tries to ride him to the ground. He does so successfully.
Hiku has defended Coates really well tonight.
And you know what the 18-year-old can do. Carrigan. Played here 10 metres out. Seguiaro showing it. loves to go himself, gives it off to Carrigan. Still 5 metres out, midway through this set. Seguiaro for Lodge. Extravagant show of the ball from the front row. Ripped out there by the Warriors with 2 in the tackle. It was Lachlan Burr who couldn't help himself. And they'll come at them again with a fresh set of 6.
Yeah, definitely a strip here from the Warriors. You'll see there's hands all over the ball. Well, you won't see it, but there was.
Trust us.
I've seen it, mate.
Here is Lodge. A couple of metres out. Seguiaro. Straight. Chanel Harris-Tavita out there now for the Warriors. Turpin gets up. There might have been a call for a little clip across the chin.
Sorry, they've got to get Milford the ball here in good field position. Hasn't seen too much of it.
Try to level things up. Turpin at the line. First man play for Glenn. Good tackle by Blake Green. A try saver right there. Boyd spins it back to Seguiaro. Offa Hengawi runs towards Harris-Tavita. One more play here for the Broncos. Turpin goes wide. Here is Milford. Tries to split them. Touch backwards by Coates. Sarko brings it back for Pangai. Puts a kick in. Last tackle. What hands by Lachlan Burr.
Great take from Lachlan Burr. Not sure about the kick, but great hands from the back rower.
Well, he wore a shot for his trouble as well. Turpin, like a shark, came in for the kill there, and he's left Burr on the ground. The kick from Pangai, beautifully taken. And then Turpin comes in here at the death. He wasn't tackled, Burr, and Turpin said, I'll have a piece of you, and he's hurt Lachlan Burr, who is still back behind the play, and now there's a penalty for high contact here against Mamalo.
Well, it's Pangai again, I think, just comes in here late, but he had Jake Turpin on the inside. All he had to do was pass the ball, and they get a better kick away. But he wanted to try and solve the problem himself by putting him in a little grubber kick, but...
Yeah. I just think here, I think this is a head clash from Mamalo and Turpin. And I'm not sure what the penalty is actually for. Pangai didn't do too much coming in there. He was just completing the tackle. I know there is concern for Mamalo and the injury. Let's just have a look. There it is. It's a head clash. So it shouldn't have been a penalty. It is a complete accident. And the welfare of the player is paramount here in Mamalo, but it's the wrong call. It's just a head clash.
It's the extravagant wrapping of the arms there from Turpin gave the referees the impression that there must have been some contact. It was a head clash there. He certainly cuffed him around the back of the head, but it is the NRL after all. You don't like a little cuff around the back of the head on occasion. You're in the wrong business.
Playing the wrong game. He's been an enormous handy, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ken Mamalo coming from the field under the HIA. So too this man, Lachlan Burr, coming from the field. But it's not his head that he copped one in. It's a very tender region, a little lower down the body, and a little bit of discomfort for Lachlan.
Franks and beans.
He comes from, thank you very much, Brad. That's why he's the best colour man in the business. Super descriptive right there. Ken Mamalo. It's his hooter that is the issue, I'm pretty confident in saying.
Definitely. Yep.
Blake Green will find the line.
Well, we're back.
Press red for
We're
back. Green it is. He picks up about 20 or so metres there. Isaac Luke back out there now with Chanel Harris-Tavita, who came out to replace him. Staying on the field, so we'll wait and see how they line up here. And the double change made with Mamalo and Burr coming from the field at the same time for Stephen Kearney. Luke slides back into dummy half, and Harris-Tavita out there playing at left centre.
Interesting.
Talented youngster, certainly very good early in the season before losing his spot to the former Bronco and Cody Nikarima. Try and combine that left-hand side in their second half now. There is Mamalo, slow old walk up the tunnel.
He's a big loss too. Hopefully he passes his HIA.
Peter Hiku on the wing. Harris-Tavita here at centre. Gives Hiku a chance. Runs towards his Sarko. And he'll get up to his feet and continue on. Play on is the call. They said he wasn't tackled. He's still going and gets across the line. The referee is right there. And he's gone close, Hiku, if he hasn't got this ball down.
I've got no try.
No try.
Just confirm that the ball stays up with Peter Hiku.
What an effort this is from Peter Hiku. He just kept charging to the try line. 3 or 4 defenders.
Ball is up at this stage.
All over him. He doesn't look to have got the ball down as yet. And it doesn't look like he will.
No dice for Peter Hiku.
What a
Left side
run.
of the ball at this stage. We're going to confirm it remaining up.
New left winger getting a chance. Nice pass from Harris to Vita to send him on his way, and he just kept on going. Don't think we'll see anything here that will suggest that he got the ball down. You could pretty clearly see the ball coming down there on the outstretched leg of one of the Broncos defenders.
I think it's Patrick
Ball
Carrigan.
remains up. Peter Hiku is held up in goal. We have a decision.
They're lucky to get away with that with the Brisbane Broncos.
They didn't complete the tackle. They had Peter Hiku. They made the tackle, and they just didn't
It's held up.
play the whistle there, I don't think, the Broncos.
Chris will tell you when to play the
It was Patrick Carrigan's leg that was holding the ball up. There's 3 or 4 on top.
Go, time on.
Here we go. It's Green. And the Warriors try and steady things here after giving up the try against the run of play in the opening minutes of the second half. A penalty here. 10 metres out near the sideline. It'd be a surprise if they went for 2 from this wide out. This one ripped out there.
I reckon he probably lets that go because he can see Katoni's stag hand was on the football, but I don't think he rips that out there.
Let go of the effort. It looked like Stags. A little bit of touch unlucky against the Broncos. Here is Papali'i. Luke. After that quick breather. Giving it to Ignatius Parsi. As I mentioned earlier, re-signed with the club until the end of 2022 in the lead up to this game. Headed out to the left-hand side. Green gives it to Vunga. Comes back for Parsi. Glenn gets to him. Good tackle, but can't stop the ball now. Luke keeps it alive himself. Sam Lasone is out there, getting a touch from close range. Forced backwards there by Tavita Pangai. In front of the uprights. To the left once again. Short ball, crash ball. Nothing doing there for the Warriors. I'll play it. Through Parsi. It comes wide to Green. Shows it. Knocked down there. Glenn got a hand to that, picked up here by Katoni Staggs, and they will call it back, and correctly so. No doubt that Glenn got a hand to it and knocked it on.
Well, the boys are off and racing there. I just don't know why the Warriors hasn't gone back to that left-hand side and the right edge for the Brisbane Broncos, but they've had all their success so far. Once again, they try to chance their arm here on the right edge.
Another important set of 6 here in defence for the Broncos. You're spot on, Hodjo. You'd think that the Warriors would probably go over that side. And there's an opportunity now. They've got a full set of 6. And they're getting a bit of a breather here, as we see, finally. Andy?
And David Fafita waiting to get onto the football field, and he's been down that end of the park for the last 3 minutes. Ideally, a coach doesn't want to make the interchange whilst your side is defending, leaving you with only 12 men in the line. So poor Dave, very keen to get out there, but the opportunity as yet hasn't arisen.
There's number 6 in his hand, so still plenty of time in this game. The Broncos will be hoping there's an unforeseen injury coming up for them. Might leave them short at the back end of the game. Coates under pressure, did well there. Up against Roger Tua Vasashek. Got to his outside, but the speed of Coates made up the read. Some metres back down the field.
A little bit of a baptism of fire up against Tuivasa-Sheck.
Oh. It's been that way for him. As Green gets away from Alex Glenn. Chopped out from behind by Seguiaro, though. The halfback to play it. In front of the uprights, midway through this set. To Vunga, trying to spin there in the tackle. Nothing doing for him.
Looks like they're going left here, was.
They certainly are set that way. Lasoni is the decoy. Goes to Green. Here's Blair on the wraparound. Not much happening for Green. A touch there by Hiku. And it will be a knock on. Has lost their way again there. seemed to be set up. It was a slow play, the ball, so they should have been ready. But Green, a little touch there from Hiku, and that was ruled to have been knocked on before Nikorima picked it up on the half volley.
Well, that's contentious. I mean, it could easily have been a knock back there. I mean, we saw in the game beforehand with the Manly Seagulls, pretty similar one let off.
Don't forget, ever closer to Cameron Smith playing in game 400 beyond full-time here tonight in Brisbane. We'll take you to Melbourne for the celebrations down there. Hopefully a huge crowd.
Sorry to interrupt. Was breaking news down here. Ken Mamalo will not be back for the Warriors. He has failed his HIA. Lachlan Burr still on the sideline, icing him and counting him.
Tough night for Ken Mamalo and, in particular, Lachlan Burr.
Andy Raymond.
Here is Haas to play it just inside his own 40. Seguiaro jumping out of dummy half.
That's a run.
Causing more pain for the Warriors here. Back across the mid-stripe. He'll play it eventually. Turpin at dummy half. Here's Lodge. Big meters again tonight after an outstanding opening set. 100 plus now. The back of that carry. Milford puts it in the air. Sort of variety does he provide this time? Hiku standing underneath it. Playing on the wing. He played some halfback earlier in the season. A bit of a utility player. We've seen that throughout his career. Can play anywhere in the back line. Peter Hiku.
It was a much better kick there by Anthony Milford. Just finding a little bit of space on that edge and just making the Warriors work it out from that corner setter. Kicking it down the throat and gives them a bit of field position where they can go left or right.
There's Devunga. Flegler back out there. Good stop, and then they come in from all angles. Pangai was there, so was Boyd. This game poised beautifully at the moment, and now they put themselves under pressure. Green puts it down. With the left edge that caused so many problems for the Broncos in that opening half, has just lost their way badly in this middle section of the second half. Not a great ball from Lasoni. Coates came in, put Green under pressure and gets a result.
Yeah, better defence there from Coates to put pressure on Blake Green, but you're right, the execution there from Lasoni, it wasn't a good pass. It was too high and too long from a front row in the middle third of the field. Now it's game on. Broncos, great opportunity. Haven't had too many of late.
All right, let's go down now. Let's go down now. Shot clock off, James, head Roddy. Waiting, boys, James, head in. Right, stay there, Chanel.
Turpin to feed the scrum.
Out.
35 metres out. Seguiaro. Great ball there for Milford. But got away from Harris to Vita. Himself defending one in from the wing. And they might fancy their chances against both he and Hiku. At this end of the field, Pangai coming into his own suddenly. Seguiaro, Flegler pushing up. Turpin's there. Glenn again, another one-on-one tackle by Blake Green, and the pass from Turpin to Glenn has been ruled forward.
Get to the scrum then. Everyone up.
I think they're a little bit harsh. They're the Brisbane Broncos, but much better set. Anthony Milford really sparkling. You see big Tavita Pangai really challenge the defensive line of the Warriors and starting to bend them. The confidence is starting to grow. And the Warriors can't afford to keep dropping the ball, keep inviting the Broncos back into this game, because eventually they've got so many brilliant attacking players. They'll sniff out a little try here somewhere.
They failed to complete their last two sets of 6. Somehow they've been able to hang on here and defend their own line. The Broncos searching for a try to level things up. Both teams looking for win number 7. The loser of this one. Oh boy, a tackle there which ended up okay with Flegler keeping Hiku tight to him, and he ended up on the flat of his back. It could have been an awkward one. The loser of this one will have 10 losses for the season, and that's getting desperate.
Oh, both sides are desperate. This is a huge last 17 and a half minutes here for both sides.
Luke from dummy half. Nikorima running a long way there before Haas was able to get to him. Comes back to Luke, who gets away from Flegler. Escaped the clutches though of Payne Haas a second time. Fafita helping out. One more play. They'll go down the short side, and it's Harris to Vita, who'll put it up in the air. Coming forward, Adam Blair trying to put some pressure there on Anthony Milford. They get to him. Hiku with the tackle. 10 out from the Brisbane line. They've been good in these yardage sets in their second half, the Broncos, but under pressure here with fatigue starting to be a factor. At the 20, through Pangai. Long rainbow, the ball there for Staggs, which had him under pressure. Didn't need that at their own end of the field. Boyd up on the inside for Alex Glenn. Staying alive, hanging on to it though. They play it inside his own 40. Awful pass from Sigiyara, well handled by Milford, who weaves and gets another spiralling kick. This one a more regulation kick, and it bounces away from Tuivasa-Sheck. That was a friendly bounce for Milford and the Broncos, and they wrap him up inside the 20.
Well, it's the most pressure that Milford's been under, and it's his best kick for a long period of time. Finding the space, an awkward bounce for Tuivasa-Sheck, and turning an average set in attack there for the Broncos into a decent one. They need to identify this set of 6 here and aim up in defence. Try and force a mistake.
Warriors go wide, trying to work it away. The Vungade picked off there by Fafita. They'll keep it going in the same direction. Adam Blair, a little bit of space in behind the play of the ball.
He's had a big game, Blair.
He's run for as many metres tonight as I think he probably has all season. Harris to Vita's kick, taken by Milford on the full. Will bring it back, gets away from his old halves partner in Cody Nikorima. And he'll play it almost back at the 40-metre line for Brisbane. Pangai. Oh, what about the fend on Jazz Tavanga? He put him in the ejector seat.
He's come back for more, Jazz.
As does Payne Haas, still going. Scattering bodies.
And looks up and sees big Payne Haas coming at you.
He's had 2 air swings.
It's quite the 1-2 punch, making a 1-2-3 punch. Throwing combinations, uppercuts, hooks, right crosses, Pangai and Haas. One after the other. Now Turpin. Back's got a chance for Fafita. None of the youngsters stepping back. Goose step.
Here it is.
Oh, beats everybody. Runs for the line. Scores for Brisbane. Superstars everywhere on the field for Brisbane. Most of them are teenagers, and Fafita scores such an important try.
What a try. What a colossus. He's the Hulk. David Fafita. It starts with the fend though. Pangai, bang, see you later, Tavanga. Inspiration drawn from that. David Fafita says, give me the ball. No one's stopping me. Drifts across field. 1, 2, 3 defenders, 4. Keep coming. You're not good enough. David Fafita scores the try of the night.
What a player this young man is. We saw him make his Origin debut this year. And look at the footwork and the drive and the ability just to beat defender after defender and puts on the acceleration. We've seen him sitting on the sideline for a long period of time there, but he's got on. The coaches threw him on the field and he's really had a huge impact so far. What a player.
Another of the teenagers at 19. Herbie Farnworth still just 19. Payne Haas is 19. Xavier Coates only 18. And here they are, levelling things up. Big kick coming up for Katoni Staggs to give the Broncos the lead with just on 13 minutes remaining. He just kept coming. David Fafita.
He was on a path of destruction.
For the lead. Staggs hooking it back as cool as you like. A little bit of bend, and they're in front by 2. The Broncos 18, the Warriors 16. Watch it again. Enjoy this. The head fake, the speed, the footwork, the goose stepping. Straight past Isaac Luke. He said touch. So did Blake Green. See you later, said Fafita.
David Fafita, just stop it. It's almost unfair. Was there an interesting one tonight? Both coaches, Stephen Kearney and Anthony Seibold, did their apprenticeships underneath Craig Bellamy. There's 5 coaches in total, including Dean Pay, Michael Maguire and Brad Arthur. So not only has Craig been the most successful coach in the modern era with the Storm, his influence has reached other clubs.
No doubt about that, as the Broncos Full of running now. Work it away here through Flegler to bring it back to the 30. Right on 13 remaining. Alex Glenn. Stack of carries down this left-hand side, and most of them great efforts like that one right there in this second half. Seguiaro back to the middle. Pangai. Here is Turpin now taking them on. Speaking of the Melbourne Storm, given plenty of chances with Craig Bellamy to learn under the tutelage of Cameron Smith, who tonight brings up game 400. Turpin now a Bronco and doing the job beautifully tonight in the number 7 jumper again. Coming from behind as they did last week. Very similar circumstances against the Sharks.
They're heating up the Broncos, and it's off the back of Payne Haas and also Pengai. And Fifita was the beneficiary off the back of those two players, but that's why this side were favourites at the start of the year for a top 4 spot, because of their forwards. They're young forwards, they're rampaging forwards that are just winding up at the back end of this game.
And they have taken it by the scruff of the neck. Pangai, Haas, Fifita. Here's Nikorima now. Harris DeVita wanted Hiku back on the inside. He obliges. And they'll play it here just outside their own 40. Blair feeds it for Nikorima. A foot on the stripe, thinking about a 40-20, but his foot just on the red stripe anyway, and it bounces about 25 metres out from the line.
He's looking for another 40-20 there, Cody Nikorima, just trying to inspire his teammates. You can see the energy starting to be sucked out of them. And the Brisbane Broncos are really coming over the top, but just got to find something here, the Warriors. They're looking around. Obviously, Ken Mamalo went off.
As they take the scrum here, if you're looking out for your mates, it's certainly important whether it's on or off the field. If you see a mate having a tough time, don't stay on the sideline. For tips on how to reach out, visit nrl.com/stateofmind. Stephen Kearney might be a little bit agitated at the moment. Again, watching his side prop up a lead here. And we're comfortably at the break, 16-6. It's been the Broncos who absorbed the early pressure from the Warriors in those opening moments of this second half. And they have been on top well and truly since then. Now Boyd comes out to Katoni Stagg, so big and strong. Massive through the chest he is. Tackled here on this occasion, though.
That's a great run from Katoni Staggs, but very optimistic. He was well and truly held.
What strength he has. Milford back to the middle. Pangai. Clocking up some touches. Seguiaro, the feed it for Turpin, no pressure on him. The kick go down here to Hiku, leaves it off for 2 of Vasashek. That might have been a late call. It was an awkward one in the end for RTS. He did well.
He did very well. It becomes a different mindset now for Nikorima and Blake Green. They were front running for the majority of this game. Now they've got to come up with a play. They've got to come up with a clutch play and some points.
They were 10 of 18 for completed sets in the first half, the Warriors. 8 of 13 in this second half, while the Broncos are 12 of 13. Here's Nikorima to the line. Harris to Vita. Looking he was outside, but Hiku was a long way behind the play there after an earlier involvement in this set. One more, and Green. To put it in the air, kick across the field. Some pressure here on Farnworth coming forward. 19-year-old Englishman doing some stepping. Makes a good catch there, and it's all he had to do.
Brisbane Broncos making their last interchange. Tom Flegler coming off. Matthew Lodge going to finish the game.
The week in which he signed the big money deal to knock back the Warriors. Here he is at the end of this one. Boyd. And Papali'i called out of play there for being not square at marker. Play on. And Seguiaro finds the fresh man back on the field in Matt Lodge. Good by a leg there by Lachlan Burr, who has everything back in place and he's okay to continue on. Haas will play it here inside the 40. One more tackle for Seguiaro. Goes back to Milford to put it up. Some pressure here on Hiku. Standing underneath it. He's played plenty of fullback in his time. No issues there under the... Oh, what a hit though by Pangai. In the week in which he extends his time with the Broncos, showing everybody why he deserved the big money.
Look at that.
Well, he's been the difference in the second half. Great shot again.
Harris DeVita on the receiving end from Seguiaro this time. Another miscommunication at the back end of a set. Just losing their way. They need somebody to put their hand up. Blake Green out there, waiting at first receiver off the back of this slow play the ball. Isaac Luke thinking 40-20, kicking for the sideline, coming across though. Milford will cut it off. Worth the shots. But the speed of Milford was too much for Isaac Luke's kick.
They're not encouraging the last few sets of 6 in attack for the Warriors. They need to find something special. They need to find that balance. We know how much firepower they do have. They've got some clutch players in their side, but they haven't looked likely the last few sets.
Here is Staggs running like a back rower himself now. Skittling defenders there. Lodge. Bring it back within 30 almost. The Warriors end. Play 5 here. Seguiaro's leading from dummy half, giving it to Boyd, who will take a tackle there. No chances. They can't put the whip away here, the Broncos. Here's Turpin, who'll go wide on the last. Fafita, he puts a kick in over the top. He'd like that moment back. It was a conservative set, and in the end, the ball went to the wrong man to finish it off.
Oh, no. I mean, he come up with the play of the game with his try, but on this occasion, a little bit too confident there, David Fafita.
Yeah, look, I think so. I would have liked to see him just maybe take the tackle or put it onto the ground. Gives the Warriors 7 tackles with only 6.5 minutes remaining.
Warriors need to find something here. They're just running one out at the moment. A couple of short passes, maybe an offload.
Look, have a look at them, Brad. They're all bunched, aren't they? There's no one in their lanes. There's no one giving a little bit of shape. Just going to pull the Broncos width out to try and get a little bit of momentum through that middle.
Slow play the ball here for Papali'i as it goes to Leeson Armau. Trademark running style. As the head down low, buries into them. 6 minutes remaining. 2 left in this set as Green comes back to the middle, showing it. Almost able to link up there with Chaz Devunga, who couldn't quite get the pass away. Nikarima at the line. Great hands by Hiku. Somehow didn't knock that one on. Seguiaro putting pressure here on Leeson Armau. He comes back to Tuivasa-Sheck, who steps off the left again. Still going Rocket. Holds it up. Puts it down out the back. Knocked on there by Papali'i. Off the legs, they say. Nikarima goes wide. Hiku will cross the line and score for the Warriors. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Okay, Chids.
They couldn't tackle him, but was there a knock on?
We have a try. Confirm the ball bounces off Isaiah Papali'i's leg and not his hand.
All right, this is the big call. This is huge. Let's see. Papali'i, does he knock it on or does it come off his leg? The offload from Tuivasa-Sheck. He throws it backwards. I don't think he touches it.
Oh, hang on.
From this angle, I think he does. That left finger touches the ball. They've said try on field. Just this bounce here, you see the finger, does it turn back right there?
A graze.
Knocks on. We have a decision.
Literally a graze of the finger on the ball.
Wow.
Denies the Warriors the lead.
The game of inches. The margins so small between winning and losing. A long way to go, but that is huge. The footwork from Tuivasa-Sheck sliding through the defence of the Broncos like a hot knife through butter. And this, the biggest call so far this evening, goes the way of the Broncos.
The Broncos fans in the background, they were certainly confident there was a knock on there. They were hoping, though, with their hearts in their mouths, as Hiku crossed the line, waiting to see what the referee said. All the criticism of the bunker, an example right there as to why you need the bunker.
Yeah, especially in those big moments, you can come down to plays like that. I'm glad to see they got that one right. Oh, hang on.
The Broncos will put themselves under pressure here. A knock on, and Armau coming back inside the 20. Still almost 5 minutes remaining here. It goes across to Nicarima. Comes back to the middle. Jazz Tavunga trying to offload it. Ball ripped away.
It's a penalty.
2-on-1
Second right.
by Tavita Pengai, who thinks he's off for the prize. Now he's heard the whistle, and from right in front, the Warriors will have a chance to level this up at 18 all.
Second bloke just made contact.
Well, we could be heading to Golden Point, ladies and gentlemen.
It's tricky, mate. It's penalty.
Still plenty of time to decide it here in regulation.
Still plenty of time. Still plenty of time.
Oh, just getting involved there before the strip by Pengai. Matt Lodge was certainly in contact, and that was the reason for the whistle being blown.
It's the right call, and it's a big one because the Warriors are just about to level the scores up here at 18 apiece.
Isaac, what are you doing, mate?
Don't throw it back. Don't get a rest. Let's go.
Isaac, what are you
And
doing,
the Warriors,
mate?
remarkably, still haven't informed Chris Sutton, the referee, as to what they're going to do. Surely they're taking the two from right in front.
Surely.
What are you doing, mate? Take two.
They still haven't told him.
Not entirely sure as to why it took that long to ascertain what they were doing. Everybody on the planet knew exactly what they were going to be doing, and it is Isaac Luke, of course, who has the pressure here, albeit from right in front and about 18 metres out of levelling this up and sending it into a field goal shootout.
It's looking that way. It's looking that way as the clock ticks. There'll be probably about 3.5 minutes still to go after he kicks it.
He would love this moment. A 32-year-old veteran who is off contract at the end of this season and playing for an extension with the Warriors. And the Broncos trying to put a bit of pressure on him there, crowding the kicker almost. Told by the referees to go back and retire 10 metres. Inside 4 minutes on the clock. Isaac Luke makes no mistake, a little bit of hook on it, but we're level here in Brisbane. Perhaps they might have to wait there in Melbourne with Cameron Smith getting ever closer to playing game number 400 for the Melbourne Storm, the first NRL player to achieve that mark. You'll see it exclusively live right here on Fox League tonight, but we've got some drama right here at Suncorp before that.
Oh, haven't we had a Super Saturday? You speak about Cameron Smith coming up. We had the Bunnies up against the Manly Seagulls in a blockbuster. Now we've got another one. This could go anyway, either way. Who knows, Woz? It's game on.
And it's Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. What role will he have to play in deciding this game? Here he is at dummy half, getting very involved in these dying minutes. 2.5 remaining as Luke comes out to Nicarima. Why wouldn't they go left after the success they had there earlier in the game? Blair plays it. Come back to the middle here to Bunga. Straight. Taken high there by Tavita Pengai. Another decisive moment involving Pengai at the back end of this game. It will give the Warriors a chance to march down the field and perhaps win it with a field goal.
Oh, it's massive. It's a clumsy attempt there from Pengai, who has been sensational in this second half. But Blake Green, he makes a good 15 metres there on the attack. Now the Warriors look for them to get to the left upright for the field goal. Blake Green, surely it's going to be him.
Here is Luke taking them on. Working it down towards the 20. Quick play the ball. Harris Tavita jumps out from dummy half. 3 tackles gone. Surely they come back to the middle here, then go on the next. Green it is. Coming out to Leeson Armau. Didn't get the penetration nor the quick play the ball they were looking for. So Luke saunters over from dummy half. They'll take it forward. Here is Tavunga. Wanted a quick one. Almost a surrender tackle there. He's knocked the ball on.
Wow. Oh. Nicarima was in position behind the play the ball, barking orders, telling Tavanga to just play the ball, and he's come up with a massive mistake.
Inside the final 60 seconds, can the Broncos get themselves within range for perhaps a long-range attempt, maybe through Anthony Milford, who has kicked some long ones before right here.
Kicked a few right here, was. They need to find a few passes, get to an edge, take the meters early. Field position is everything right now.
Milford has kicked 14 field goals in his career. Andrew McCulloch, the only other Bronco who's kicked one, just the one in the NRL. Farnworth, though, with 40 seconds on the clock, tackled there on tackle number 2. Here is Payne Haas. Warriors can't give away a penalty themselves. Here's Lodge, running towards Papali'i. Still going, pumping those legs, and he almost lost the ball there, Matt Lodge. Held on to it just. Seguiaro from dummy half. It looked like they weren't square at marker. Haas knocks it on, gives the Warriors a chance. Here is Harris DeVita, stepping.
Take the shot, someone. It's a long way out, but there's nothing to lose here. It's the last play of the game.
No Warrior has ever kicked a field goal, including this man, Nikorima. It comes across. Jared Beale against his old club. Hands it off. Fusatua, as the siren sounds, keeps it alive. Papali'i gets monstered there. And we're going to do some overtime here in Brisbane. What drama between two desperate teams, both with 6 wins and 9 losses. They just have to come away with the points.
This has been incredible. Incredible, was. The Warriors had an opportunity there. Tavanga comes up with an error. The Brisbane Broncos have been great in this second half. Who will stand tall when it matters the most? Two sides that are desperate too. They really need to win. Their season is on the line. They cannot afford to lose, and it all comes down to Golden Point.
There's only 2 games ago, of course, that the Warriors lost to the Panthers 19-18 back in round 15 at Mount Smart Stadium, as we go downstairs to Andy Raymond.
Yeah, we're going to give you a little bit extra here on Fox League tonight. Deep inside the Broncos huddle. Who's doing all the talking? Tell you who it is. Little Alan Langer in the blue shirt there, the voice of experience. Darius Boyd has been chatting as well. He's been extremely vocal. The way I see it, Anthony Milford and James Seguiaro, the only 2 possible options in terms of field goal. The toss has just been done. The Warriors are going to run right to left on your camera. Darius Boyd, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, both shake hands one final time. What's happening in the Warriors, Hodgie?
Yeah, well, it's all different over here, Andy Raymond. You've got the great Stacey Jones, who's over here talking to his men, but also Adam Blair, who might take a field goal himself. But for me, it's going to be Cody Nikorima, Isaac Luke, who's going to look to take the field goal. So whoever gets that front foot and that motivation going in the first 5 minutes is going to come away with the victory and going to control the football.
Darius Boyd has the last say for the Broncos. Well, the trainers out there feverishly working, especially with Tavita Pangai, after giving away 2 penalties in that final flurry of action. And one last breathing circle for the Warriors. They're ready for action as well. They will swap ends. Cameron Smith having to cool his heels at the moment, waiting to play game 400 down there in Melbourne.
I think it's about, for Pangai, it's just using his energy and his enthusiasm in the right, channeling it in the right ways, because he can be so aggressive and he can come up with some big plays, but we just saw he gave a great opportunity there to the Warriors. He can't afford to do that again. Tuivasa-Sheck, look for him in open space to try and get that quick play the ball, to generate some speed for the Warriors to get in some good field position off the back of his kickoff.
Staggs, who gets us back underway in Golden Point time here in Brisbane. What drama there is. There's 2 teams looking to stay in touch with the top 8. Perhaps their fate in 2019 comes down to what happens in the minutes remaining here, as long as it will go tonight. 5 minutes one way. If there's no score, they'll swap ends and do it again for a further 5. Here's Armau to play it just short of the 40. Luke comes across to Vanga. Good tackle there by Seguiaro.
No markers.
Fast play the ball, and Luke jumps out with nobody there square. Turns it back underneath. Parsi hitting a good tackle there by Pangai. A ball over the top, though. Play number 5 here. Leeson Armau will take it down to within almost 30. They dare risk one here. It comes back deep. Here is Nicarima. He's going to have a snap. It goes away to the left-hand side and gives the Broncos 7 tackles.
I did not expect that. He was under pressure. He had to come off his left foot. He was a good 35 to 40 metres out. He backed himself, but it was a risk-reward play. Well, no reward at the end of it. There's 7 tackles now for the Broncos. Under pressure. I didn't expect that. I thought they were going to kick into a corner and try and build some pressure. Now they're under the pump, the Warriors.
Stand now. Now, boys.
And it's Asako who takes carry number 1. Which, of course, will be the 0 tackle. Here is Haas. So what sort of meters can the Broncos get in these next few carries? Lodge. There's the big boppers. Just keep banging away with the bass drum, taking them forward. Payne Haas.
Here they come. They're charging downfield. They're going to be in great field position here. They'll have the option of taking the 1 point.
3 plays remaining. Straightened here by Joe Offahingawi. One more. Boyd it is. We'll look for a quick play the ball. Spins. Gets a one-on-one tackle. Got a chance here. Seguiaro fooled everybody. Took one from dummy half himself and has kicked it dead.
He kicked from inside.
It was almost the trick shot of the century.
Well, did they mean it? I mean, it was probably the right option. He had no one in front of him. Open goal. Seguiaro slices it past the right upright. Everyone would pin their ears for Milford.
It could have been a genius play, and as it turned out, he had more time than he thought.
He had all day, all night.
Wait, Joe.
It was a bit of a hurried snap in the end. He could have composed himself and just taken a little half-a-step crow hop to get himself on the right foot.
Well, now the Warriors are going to get a shot. If they want it. If they want it.
Showing it. Stopped there by Seguiaro. 3 tackles gone. Inside the 40 already. 2 of Vasashek. Popping it out the back. Isaac Luke. Everybody points towards the uprights and says, Leeson, run that way. Tackle missed there initially by Offahingawi. Green at dummy half. Nicarima wants one more carry. Tavunga obliges, and they're set now. Nicarima to the left-hand side. It comes back to him. All the time in the world. He's missed again. Away to the left-hand side. Nicarima is 0 for 2.
In both kicks, he has pulled to the left-hand side of the uprights. You said it was. He had plenty of time to execute that kick. There are a few Brisbane defenders coming up to put pressure on him, but there really was no excuse on that occasion. Now the Broncos, 7 tackles, 1:40 to go. They will get in good field position also. And here goes Milford.
Into the backfield, almost away from Tavunga. Terrific stop. A desperate tackle. Now Lodge, 40 metres out. 3 gone. How long do they wait? They need another carry like that from Offahingawi. Still going. One more towards the uprights. Boyd again at dummy half. The exact same setup.
Great run.
Here is Seguiaro, this time looking out the back. Plenty of blockers there for the Broncos. Back to Anthony Milford. This one goes to the right-hand side. Taken on the full. 7 tackles. Inside 60 seconds remaining for the Warriors.
Still time for the Warriors here. Hiku nearly gets through. Quick play the ball. No markers.
Both teams 0 for 2 in Golden Point for field goal attempts. Harris to Vita back at the halfway line.
Who wants it? Who wants it more?
Who can keep their composure and strike one squarely? Plenty of time here. Play number 3 there. 20 seconds remaining. Slow play the ball. They need a quicker one than that. They might have to go now. Luke, Afoa. It comes back to Blake Green. Here is Tuivasa-Sheck. He thought about it. He'll get tackled. He'll put himself under pressure and his team. It comes back to Nikorima. He's got Hiku back on the inside. What a pass by Cody Nikorima. Given the gravity of the situation. A no-look Benji Marshall flick.
It was very Benji-like. No doubt about that from Nikorima, who has looked electrifying on this left-hand side and very dangerous. Flicked it back on the inside, but there's been... Watch this pass. This is silky.
Could have been the 2005 grand final. Pat Richards storming onto it.
Well, there's no excuses. I mean, they've had plenty of opportunities, and this was one here from Nikorima, who went for the shot. He was under pressure. That was the first one. Off the back of this, Seguiaro was in perfect position. Little trick shot right in front. He slices it horribly right.
Another crack, as did Anthony Milford. That one away to the right-hand side. We haven't had a draw since 2016, and the Titans and Sharks couldn't separate themselves. Darius Boyd. Well, he's the setup man. He takes it on play 5, or the play before the kick. It's Boyd. Little exchange of hands there with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And Cameron Smith, he's in the chute like a bull waiting to be let loose.
He's itching. 400 games, and he's got to wait a little bit longer. We've all got to wait a little bit longer, and again, another really important 5 minutes coming up for both sides. Everyone here at Suncorp on the edge of their seats, just hoping, wishing that the Broncos can come up with the final play.
I said earlier, this was a very Super Saturday. What about the action so far? The Rabbitohs, a 1-point win over the Seagulls at ANZ Stadium. There's drama here in Golden Point between the Warriors and the Broncos. And the big rivalry, let alone Cameron Smith's 400th. The Storm versus the Sharks, always a must-see game right here on Fox League. And it's Offa Hengawi off the back of the work on Wednesday night for Queensland at ANZ Stadium. Lodge comes out of this left-hand side. Alex Glenn just beyond the 30. Third tackle there. Payne Haas will carry it forward. And it looks as though it'll be a set of 6, which ends with a clearing kick, as they can produce something here on this play. They send Glenn forward again. Last tackle here. It's Milford, who under a little bit of pressure there from Parsi. Puts a high one in. Let bounce by Peter Hiku. It goes over his head, and it cleared it up at the goal line. A great kick there from Anthony Milford.
His best kick of the game, and maybe his most important one, finding space, and a great run there from Nikorima. Again down that left-hand channel. Well, that kick not so good now after their chase, the Broncos.
Boy, there are some tired players, understandably, on this field at the moment. The Warriors just only getting themselves back behind the ball after 3 plays to Vunga. We'll bring it back to the halfway line. Nikorima took a couple of long-range attempts with no success in that first 5 minutes. I can't imagine he's thinking about one here, especially now off this slow play the ball. It's Green. We'll come back to the short side. They need a kick. They can't get caught here in this sort of field position. They keep it alive. Tuivasa-Sheck dancing. Runs towards Milford. Still going. Back on the inside. Harris to Vita. Chopped down by Payne Haas. A match saver by the big front row forward.
What a tackle from Payne Haas. That is incredible. Talk about his fitness for a big man. He has got back to stop a certain match winner. Harris Tavita was over. The lead-up work from Tuivasa-Sheck was scintillating. What a game.
He's run for 170 metres, Payne Haas, and made 35 tackles. The 35th was absolutely stunning. They're under pressure here, though. 3 plays gone. Milford The first receiver doing some weaving, looking for something to get them out of pressure, out of trouble here from their own end. Flegler it is.
That's a great run, offload.
And keeps it alive. Seguiaro keeps it going. Here's Darius Boyd. His pass goes forwards. A chance on this left-hand side. It began with Milford. The boys want to play on. Stags will dive in. Katoni come on back. It's the Warriors ball at their own 30.
Oh, they're out in their feet here, and really the lead-up work was great. Milford, he got the quick play of the ball. Seguiaro, the offload from Flegler, but this just wasn't on from Darius Boyd. He's had a solid night. He's been strong in that 5/8 position. He had to show his experience there and take that tackle. Still a tackle up his sleeve, and the Broncos would have been in great field position now. Under pressure, set of 6, 2 minutes to go. The Warriors will be on the attack. This is huge.
Come on, boys, let's get in there.
The Pangai back on the bench at the moment, as is Andrew McCulloch. We saw Matt Gillett there on the bench as well, like a cat in a hot tin roof watching on tonight. What an awful game to be a spectator for.
And again, it's just because this game is so important to both sides.
So 2 minutes, time back on. And Tuivasa-Sheck, what a show he has put on here tonight. He's going to run for almost 300 metres.
He's an Iron Man.
That one took him beyond 290.
This could be their last shot, the Warriors. They need to find something.
Need to make sure, though, that they don't give the Broncos 7 tackles again. Here's Nikorima. Fafita, big effort there from the inside with Turpin also involved in the tackle. 3 gone. It's Bunty Afua. Good charge there inside the 40.
Big run here. This is a huge run to set up a possible field goal for the Warriors.
Blake Green wanted a forward to take a carry right there. He's to the right, Nikorima to the left-hand side. Nikorima goes a little bit deeper now. He's thinking about the one. He'll have another attempt. This one is straighter. Does it have the legs? It looked like it did, but it was away to the left-hand side.
So close.
Milford cleans it up, staying alive. Farnworth under pressure, spins away from Beale. How did the kick from Nikorima miss?
I thought it was over. It was long enough, it just missed the left hand upright. Now the Broncos are on the attack, 40 seconds to go. Can they get down the other end of the field?
Here is Fafita, working it beyond the 40. Tackle number 4 there. Seguiaro comes to Lodge. He'll take it forward. It'll have to be a 50-metre attempt. If they're thinking about it right here, they may as well. It's Milford from 47 metres, long and low and left. And it looks as though the 2 teams who are desperate for a win coming here tonight are going to take 1 point away each. Here's the kick.
Look at it,
from
sailing.
Nikorima. Bending, and just missing to the left-hand side.
So close, so close. Up against his old side. That would have been massive.
5 seconds remaining. Hiku will play it. Comes away to Green, who goes out to Papali'i. They have just worn themselves out, both these teams. They'll come away with the first draw in the NRL in 3 seasons. After 90 absorbing minutes, you couldn't split them. The Warriors and the Broncos, 19 apiece.